Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I'm Susan Heller, the Kosher Keto Maven. I post keto meat recipes that are dairy-free. If you are allergic to dairy or dairy intolerant, you will find some delicious recipes on my channel that will be great for your diet. I also post dairy recipes that are meat-free. Vegetarians can enjoy these recipes. Join me today in this video where I make a mouth-watering chili with ground beef. The exact measurements of the ingredients and the carbohydrate count are listed at the end of the video. And the ingredients are chopped green peppers, chopped onion, mustard, tomato paste, that's OU, and 2 cans of Murray Glen diced tomatoes, which is also OU. And the mustard is also OU. And the spices are garlic powder, chili powder, oregano, basil, and 2 bay leaves. And then also avocado oil, my favorite, OU. By Chosen Foods avocado oil, 100% pure and non-GMO. All right, so we're going to measure out a tablespoon of the avocado oil and turn the burner on to between low and medium, but this burner is hot, so I would recommend medium. Now, I will use a bigger pot afterwards, but I have a child who does not like the onions and the green pepper in the chili, but it needs the flavoring from the onions and green pepper. So I'm going to saute them in this smaller pot and then use an immersion blender to puree it so that she doesn't have any of that texture. The recipe also has 1 3/4 cups of water. So I will use some of that water in with the green pepper and the onion when I do the immersion blender. All right, it's getting warm. Let's put the onions in. I didn't chop the onions as small as I normally would since I am going to use the blender with them. But normally I would chop them much smaller. And the same for the green peppers. Although I did get carried away with the second green pepper. Well, it's got a nice sizzle already. And I'm gonna saute them for about 8 minutes. So I'll see you in a few. Okay, I'm back. These sauteed vegetables are ready to blend. I'm going to use a little water from about half the water, I guess, from the water that I add later, and blend it. And I'll finish blending it while off camera. Okay, this is all blended. I ended up using all of the water for the recipe. It's a little, it turned green from the green peppers, of course, but it's a little, it looks like mush. But let's put it aside and start sauteing the meat. So this is the big pan I use for chili. And as it browns, I'll break it up. actually with this nice tool I like. I only use it with ground meat. It's called a spatulator. You can just put it on top of a chunk and twist. And you can do this while it's cooking. It's starting to cook now, but I'll turn it up a bit. Or you can do it before you start cooking. Well, that's what I'll do for now. And probably we'll do some more. I'm going to open up the cans and get them ready. That was the tomato paste, and this is one of the cans of the diced onions. I'm using the fire roasted onions. I did forget to tell you that. The reason I'm using them is there's 1 gram less of carbohydrates per serving, and there's 3 servings a can. So that means between the 2 cans, I'm going to have less than 6 carbohydrates in the chili. And I'm from the thought group that every carbohydrate counts. You could also use fresh tomatoes. So I'm using 2 cans of 14.5 ounce fire roasted tomatoes, which would make 29 ounces altogether. But you could also use 2 pounds of fresh tomatoes. Okay, it's starting to get brown here. So if you don't need to cater to a picky eater like I do, you can put the green pepper and the onion and saute it in this pan, and then add the meat and break it up like I did. And then it becomes a one-pot meal, which is kind of nice. You use 1 measuring cup, a couple utensils, 2 measuring cups, 1 glass one for the water and 1 small one for the yellow mustard. My son just came over. That was him who you heard. Whom you heard. We're almost done here. This just takes a couple minutes to brown. The rest of it is just dump everything else in. So here go the spices. Tomatoes. The other can of tomatoes. Tomato paste. I use the 365 brand on the tomato paste because it has one less carb in a serving. And the mustard. Stir it all together. And then you would add the water, but I'm adding the water with the green pepper. It's really smelling good. If you like it much spicier, you could add more of the chili powder. This is a perfect meal for me. This recipe actually was a vegetarian chili recipe that I've had for 20 some years, 30 years probably. It came across my desk when I was a school principal and I was looking for new recipes for our kitchen. And this was one of those recipes that came across my desk. So I took out the kidney beans because of course there are tons of carbs and added meat. But you could do both if you want that many more carbs. But I like it with the kidney beans in the old days before keto because then I could put cheese on top. And I love chili with cheese. But of course this one goes without cheese. And I don't use any of those fake cheeses. To me, they're just pure chemicals. All right, so this has got to cook about half an hour. And I'll do a little cleanup, get everything ready so we can serve and eat it. I like to cook, the recipe originally said cook it half an hour. I like to cook it about an hour at least. And I really think it tastes better the next day. So you can cook it a day ahead if you'd like. All right, see you later. The chili's ready. I'm going to turn off the heat and serve up a bowl. This ladle is a ½ cup size, so this is a cup. Bate Avon.